What's up guys, Perry from Rockville here, and today I'm going to show you how to set up your mini RF3 charge package. The package comes with the lights in either silver or black, but the setup for each is the exact same. So as you can see, it comes with a case with 8 mini RF3s inside, a charger and a remote for each light, and a main power cable that plugs into the case so we can charge our lights. So the cool thing about the RF remote is that RF technology allows you to control your lights from 100 feet away, and you can also use it to control all of your lights at once. If you want to learn more about how to use the remote with your mini RF3s, check out our video on how to set up your mini RF3 wash light. So now to charge your lights with the charging package, we're going to start by taking one of our chargers here. You're going to take the female end and plug it right into the light. Then you're going to take the other end and plug it into any of the available outlets on the power strip on the side here. If you have your light out like so, you can even take the excess wire and shove that into the slot. Place the light inside on top of the wire here, and then you'll have a cleaner, organized look while you're charging your lights. Then we're going to follow the same exact steps to charge the rest of our lights. So after we've done that for each light, we're going to take the main power cable here, plug the IEC end into the socket here on the side of the case, then plug the other end into a power outlet on your wall. After that, we can flip the power switch here on the side of the case, and you'll see the LED indicators on the chargers themselves light up, letting you know that all of your lights are charging. You'll know all of your lights are done charging once they turn green. So once we're ready to head out with our lights, we can close up the case, line up the grooves of the locks here, and twist the locks to keep our case shut. You can even run a small padlock through the holes here on the side of each lock for extra security. Then just pick up the case with the handle here on top and you're good to go. Now there are many ways we can use our lights, like with a wireless DMX controller, using the master slave feature, and also by using the RF technology to set our lights into different groups. First, let's go over how to set up our lights with a wireless DMX controller. So as you can see, I have 4 of my lights here that I'm going to set up to my wireless DMX controller. But if you wanted to use more of your lights from the package, you're just going to follow these same exact steps. So we're going to start by turning on each of our lights here by holding down the power button. Then we're going to set our lights to the wireless DMX or slave mode by double pressing the power button until the group light on top flashes quickly. You're also going to want to make sure that your lights are set to the same RF group by pressing the power button twice to set it to the color of red, green, yellow, or blue. For today, we're going to set them to red. So next, we're going to turn on our wireless DMX controller. Then we're also going to want to make sure to set the wireless DMX controller to the same RF group. So in this case, we're going to set it to red. Lastly, we're going to activate scanner 1 on our wireless DMX controller. So now let's go through each fader and see what they do. Fader 1 is the master dimmer, so we can control how bright the lights are. So for today, I'm going to raise it all the way up. Fader 2 controls the red LEDs, so the more I raise fader 2, the more red you see. Fader 3 controls the green LEDs. Then we have fader 4 to control the blue LEDs. Fader 5 controls the white LEDs. Fader 6 controls the amber LEDs. And fader 7 controls the ultraviolet LEDs. So we can use just one of these faders for a solid color, or we can mix and match these faders for a customized color. So for example, I can set fader 2 up a little bit, then I can bring in some of fader 4, and then we can go heavy on fader 7, and now you'll see we have our customized color. Next we have fader 8 to control the strobe for the light, so if I raise it just a little bit, you'll see that it flashes slow, and then the higher I raise fader 8, the faster the strobe. Next, we can use fader 9 to set our lights to the different preset modes. So where we set fader 9 determines what mode the lights will be set to. And we can also use the screen here on our DMX controller to know which value our fader is set to. So for example, if I set fader 9 anywhere from 120 to 159, the lights will go into the color fade mode. And then right next to it, we have fader 10 to control the speed of the mode. So the more I raise it, the faster the color fade. You can always refer to the DMX guide to show you which fader does what, and which values for fader 9 activate which modes. Now another way we can use the lights from the mini RF3 charge package is with the master slave feature. So for this example, I'm only using 4 of the lights from the package, but remember, if you want to use more of the lights, you're just going to follow the same exact steps. So to start, we're going to set each light to slave mode by double pressing the power button until the group light starts to flash quickly. After that, we're going to set each light to the same RF group by pressing the power button once. And from here, you can either set it to red, green, yellow, or blue. For today, we're gonna set it to red. So next, I'm gonna wanna pick the light that I wanna use as my master light. So for today, we're gonna go with this one on the end. And then I'm gonna double press the power button until it's set to RF mode. You'll know it's set to RF mode when the group light is a solid color. Also be sure that the RF group of your master light is the same as the slave lights. For this instance, make sure it's still red. So next we can set our master light to any color or mode using the remote here. But first we're gonna wanna make sure to set the RF group for the remote to the same RF color as our light. So we'll wanna press the RF group button on the remote until it's set to red. So from here we can set the light to any mode or color. And then we're gonna set the master light to master mode by double pressing the power button until it flashes just once. And then as soon as we do that, you'll see that the slave lights will follow. So say your lights are all set to one mode or color, you can always change that by going to the master light and setting it back to RF mode. Use the remote to set it to a different mode or color, and then if I set the master light back to master mode, the rest of your lights are gonna follow. Now the last way we can use the lights from the mini RF3 charge package is by setting them up into different groups. For this example, I'm gonna use 4 of the lights from the package, but remember, if you wanna set up even more lights, you're just gonna follow the same exact steps. So to start, we're gonna set our lights to the RF mode by double pressing the power button until the RF light is set to a solid color. Now remember, we have 4 different RF groups we can set the lights to, which are red, green, yellow, or blue. Again, you'll know your light is set to the RF mode when the LED indicator is a solid color. To change the RF group, you're just gonna press the power button once on your light, and from there you can choose which color your light corresponds to. So for this side, I'm gonna wanna set the RF color to red, and then on this side, I'm gonna set the RF group to blue. So you can set your remote to correspond with the different RF groups of red, green, yellow, blue, or white if you want to control all of the lights no matter which RF group they're set to. I'm going to show you that in a little bit. So if we want to control this group over here, we're going to set the RF group on our remote to red, and then from here we can set this group to any mode or color. And now to set up my next group of lights, I'm going to go to my remote and set it to the blue RF group, and set it to a different mode or color. And now you'll see we have both groups doing their own thing. So this is really cool because we can set up different groups of lights and use just one remote to control each group. However, if you wanted to control all of your lights at once, you can set your remote to the white RF group, and no matter the RF group your lights are set to, I can press a button on the remote and you'll see that all of my lights are gonna follow. So hopefully this showed you guys how easy it is to set up your mini RF3 charge package. But of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to our customer support team through phone or email. As always, I'm Perry from Rockville, and we'll see you guys next time.